Okay, so now that we have ourselves set up to where the barricade is no longer using the map, but rather the array, I want to go ahead and start working on getting the zombies going to their slot and then starting the logic to dictate, the attacking part, as in pulling boards off. So by default, you can see they are just falling off. So let's go ahead and fix that. So in our begin play of barricade, just disconnect it. And really, that's it because, well, we don't need it. So now we're good to go. So to begin, let's go ahead and head over to our AI state tree. Zombies go to an attack barricade state tree here and look at our logic. So by default, we go to our find barricade slot state. In here we have our task, which simply sends a gameplay event when we find a new, barricade position. The root is listening for that event. So once we find a new barricade position, this event fires off, or is received rather, and we we move to our go to barricade slot state, this here. So we move to that slot. Once we have finished moving, we go to chill. So in our case, we need to have a check. So if we are not in an attack slot, then we can chill. If we are in an attack slot, we need to jump to a different state just altogether. So to begin that, we need to figure out if we're even in an attack slot to begin with. So if we head over to our barricade.h, go up to our top, we do have our new F zombie barricade position, which contains the location and whether or not, it is an attack position. We can use this in place as the payload structure, and that'll tell us all the information that we need. So we're going to first off refactor to use that. Now starting from the top, let's go to our event, change the payload struct to the zombie barricade position, go down to our go to barricade slot, change that payload struct to the same, and then go to our move to task, which is now empty because we changed the structure type, set that to the payload's location. And that's it. So that also simplified a fair bit of the, it simplified that as well. We no longer had to break the struct and all that crap. So next up, let's go to our find barricade slot, and we need to basically access, this type here. So the actual structure, not just the, location. So in our case, we can make a simple getter that takes in the slot, which is in world position, and fetch it pretty much however we need. So we need to do a little bit of, I guess you could say, renaming, or, kind of renaming for some things, and maybe an addition, because we're kind of going to and from relative and world positions with this slot. So let's go ahead and focus on that. So by default, we store the location, that is relative. In our case, we can also store the world location with it. So in order to set the world location, we need to, on begin play, simply iterate over the zombie barricade positions, set their world position, and we're pretty much done. So let's do that now. So begin play after the authority, because I want this to be on clients and server, and just in case the client needs it for whatever reason. And we want to iterate over. So F zombie barricade position by reference, position in zombie positions. And here we want to do position dot world location equals U Kismet math library. We want to do a transform location, which I think that's the right one, from local to world space. Yep. Get actor transform. And then we want to do position dot location. So we're going from relative, which is location, to world, which is the world. And let's add a simple comment of, let's do a slot relative location, just to have an indicator. I don't want to rename this because then we're going to have to go through and, set all these back up. So I just don't want to bother. All right. Once we've done that, let's go ahead and start making more use of it. So we have our get slot world location function. Let's just remove it and see where all it complains. So starting from the top, we have our get slot world location. Let's remove that and replace it with the zombie position dot world location. We have another one down here. So remove that, and this is where we claim it. So same thing, world location. And I actually want to rename slot to world position, or rather slot world location. So slot world location, slot world location. That way it really kind of represents what it actually is, because that's what we use right here. So we want it to tell us that, hey, this is the world position. Moving down, we have this right here. Change location to world location. And I think that is it. All right. So now that we have that, we need to start working on the logic. So we just need to get access to that zombie positions structure, basically. So that way we can send it. So in our case, we don't actually need this slot variable really at all. So we can delete it and delete it. I originally had an intention for it. I don't remember what it was. And from here, we need to basically have a function, but we don't need to have one. We could do this in Blueprint, but I'd prefer not to. That will simply take in the slot and return us the zombie barricade position. So let's go ahead and close out of the editor and make it. So here in our barricade.h, let's go to below repair board, or actually let's do it below claim slot. And we'll have a f zombie barricade position, get barricade position. Actually, let's make it output, and we'll return a bool as to whether or not it was found. Well, actually, in our case, it should always be there, so I'm not too worried about it, so never mind. So get barricade position is going to take in a const f vector by reference slot world location. And it can be a constant function. So in here, we want to return zombie positions at the index of zombie positions dot find slot world location. So we need to construct the logic that would allow the find function to work. So to begin, let's go back to the structure here. Make a just default constructor, and then one that contains a const f vector slot world location. And we want to, in our case, set the the world location for the slot world location. So that way we can go ahead and basically construct the type from here. Now for the comparison, we need to override the equals operator. So we want it to take in a zombie barricade position, and I'm going to rename it to right hand side. And in our case, we want to return world location dot equals right hand side dot world location. And I'm going to leave the tolerance the same. And that should take care of this function entirely. So now that we have that, let's go ahead and recompile and relaunch. All right, so back in the editor, let's go back to our task and call the get that was not it. What was it? Get barricade position, passing in the slot world location and plugging the return into the value. So let's see, I want to have that here. Yeah, that's fine like that. Okay, so once we have that, hopefully our logic should work again. Make sure we have the correct payload set up and we are using the correct. So we're using the payload location. We need to change that to the payload world location. That was actually another benefit of doing this because otherwise we would have had to figure out a way to convert it. So let's give this a try. And there we go. So they're all going to the appropriate spots where we want. So now that that is out of the way, we are pretty much in a position to work on the AI logic itself. So I mostly wanted to get that changed over. So now that we have it, we can determine, are we in, say, an attack position or not? So a real quick way to actually go through and test it is to look at that event one more time. And let's just do we'll do a print string and break that structure. So is an attack position. We should have 3 saying true and the rest being false. So true, 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 false, 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 which is correct. So true, 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 false, false, and false. So I'd say we are good to go. So let's delete that, plug that back up. And now the only thing we have to work on, and you'll see here, let me go ahead and do a slow-mo so they speed up. So now if I shoot one of the, attack positions, nothing happens. So we select that guy, but he's not actually moving. And that's because we're sending in the wrong event, which is done in the barricade. So if we head over to on zombie death, when the zombie dies, we find a new zombie basically to move to the correct position, and we send them a state tree event. We need to instead make a new, well, not a new, but we need to construct essentially, I'm being completely blind, zombie, basically we need to pass in this position is what I'm trying to say. So where we make a instance struct, let's pass in zombie position instead of the instead of the location that we were using, which was the world location. And we should, I think, be good to go. Let's give it another try. So we'll shoot this guy. Okay, so we got entered test state and entered test state again, which is that one. So we are can't think of the word. We are firing off the correct event. That's at least being received. However, it seems like we are maybe not getting in the actual data. So I'm going to duplicate our print string and let's do print barricade position and see what we're getting. So string is going to be zombie barricade position. I'll just rename this one to barricade position. Do our print string. And let's do append. We don't care about the zombie. So let's do the location, world location, and what is it? Is attack position. So location, world location, and is an attack position. All right. Cannot parse the default. The default what? Okay. Is it because it's exposed on spawn? All right. I'm really not sure as to why that happened, but anyhow, I'm going to remove the print string here, replace with the print zombie barricade position. And we need to pass in the location being the payload location, payload ward location, and payload is attack position. So now let's give it a try. Okay, looks like I'm assuming those are the right positions. Once they get there. Oh wait, that's right. It's in immediate on the move too. Okay, so we have the E. A little bit more space, but it looked like that was printing out correctly. So location, yeah, that's all the relative ones. That's fine. Same thing in world. Same thing in the attack. So that's all printing out, proper. So now let's try running the slow-mo and seeing if the result is correct. Okay, so we have the new, well, seemingly new location. That is all not correct. So we're moving them to, I think, the same spot as we were before. So let's see. So we are using, oh, that's right, freed up position. That's what we needed. So instead of zombie position, we want to use the freed up position. So I don't know if we need to dereference it because it is a pointer. So let's find out. Yeah, that's fair. So let's go ahead and dereference the freed up position. So it's going to make a copy of it. There we go. We built. So hopefully now we should be good to go. Just like that. And we are done. So that is the bulk of what I wanted to have done. So in our case, let's go ahead and remove our print barricade position. For now, we can simply delete that print. No longer needed, in my opinion. I'll leave that around just in case, but that'll likely be deleted. Then the only thing I want to remove now is our log. So UE log. Oh, I guess we never actually added any. I thought we did for some reason. But anyways, that is going to be all for this video. And I will see you in the next one where we can actually work on the AI logic to perform, the attacking, chilling, that kind of stuff. So I will see you then. If you like what I'm doing and you want to help support me, you can find a link to my Patreon in the description below, where you can also get early access to this entire series.